Hey, what's up, guys? It's Canadian Gay here, back with episode number 26, I believe it is, of the Pittsburgh Pirates franchise mode series here on the channel. You're not going to see opening day. I lost the recording. I didn't lose it, but it's not going into my editing software. I have no way of getting it up and ready to you guys, and I'm not going to upload the entire game with no commentary or whatnot. That would just be messy. So you're not going to be able to see that game. But we ended up defeating the Cincinnati Reds 5-4. O'Neal Cruz had a 2-run shot. Edgar Perez had 2 RBIs. Tamar Johnson had an RBI. It was a really good game. Freddie Peralta, 6 innings, 6 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, struck out 3. Nabil Krismat, he got lit up a little bit. So did Trevor Stefan, but he did end up getting the win. Then Gonzalez gets the hold, and then David Bednar gets his first save of the year. So we are 1-0 on the year. But before we go forward, I have a little bit of an announcement to make. This is going to be the finale of this series. I don't know what I had in my throat there, but this is going to be the last episode of the Pirates franchise that you'll see, at least for a while. But not to worry, I'm coming out with a new franchise mode where it will be more in-depth. We'll be taking our more time season in, season out, and really looking at the analytical side of things, looking at the player stats, and doing call-ups and promotions and demotions based on that. I'm not going to say what team it is, but in that series, you're going to see a lot more minor league updates, team statistic updates, and just updates throughout the organization. You're going to see much more of those. You're going to see a lot more full gameplays. I'm going to try to play at least 2 games out of each month. So, for example, if this was the new franchise mode, I would play 2 full games and show you guys those full games. There'll be full commentaries. I'll try and do 2 games a month. Maybe there'll be more. And then for each playoff game, it will be a full game for each game that we are in. And each playoff game will be its own episode, obviously. And yeah, so this is going to be the finale. We are going to go through the entirety of the season. I'm going to take my time with this and ensure I give this team the best chance to win the World Series. We've come up from the ground up. For our first year, 55-107. The next year, 71-91. Next year, 83-79, made the wild card. Next year, 90-72, lost in the NLDS. Last year, 94-68, lost in the NLCS. This year, obviously, is World Series. And with this team that we got, there should be no reason why we are unable to get back or get to the World Series. So without further ado, there is one thing. I'm not going to do the scouting. Just because it's not going to have any effect on us because of the last year. So I will not be doing any scouting. But as for like lineups, pitching rotation, bullpen, call-ups, send-downs, I'm still going to be doing that. But because this is our last year, I can look at trading away someone like a Randy Castle or a John Mahoney and bring in someone that can help us win immediately. We don't have to worry about the future anymore. This is the final year of this franchise that you guys will be seeing. So now that I got that out of the way, I say we continue on. Let's do a month of simulation. Critical moments will not be happening just because I want to get through this entire season and not have it be an hour, 2-hour video. But I am still going to take my time looking at the lineups, the major league lineups, I should say, and ensure that I'm giving this team the best chance to win. Man, look at this start we are on. That's an amazing start. I think we're 12-0. After the first month, we were 19-10. But let's see how we started off. We started off with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 straight wins. We started off the year 12-0, and then we were 14-1, and then 15-3. That's a really, really good start. Kind of slumping right now, but let's take a look at our lineups or rotation, see how everyone's doing. Based off the hot start, I would think everyone is doing pretty good. Good start for Edgar Perez, reigning NL Rookie of the Year. It's kind of just split throughout the lineup. Everyone's doing all right. Pitching rotation. Quinn Priester's off to a bad start. Sean Aldridge is there. He's ready and waiting to take his spot if need be. Let's just continue on here. I'm not going to change anything up. Good start. Let's see if we can get back to our winning ways. It looks like we can. Von Snell is no longer injured. Placed him on the bench. I'm going to send him down to start. Von Snell, he's going to be sent down to start. And then outfielder that can be sent down. Roche, single A, Bird, go back down to double A. There you go. Let's continue on. So 36-19. We got a good team here, guys. We're going to have a real shot and opportunity at winning this year. I truly do believe. Everyone's off to a good start. I like it. I like it. Pitching rotation, Priester. He's coming back down. All right, so he's good. Everyone else is doing fine. Let's continue on. Let's do another month. So 43-26. Let's end up this month on a win streak. All right, 51-30. Still top of the NL Central. 6 games above or ahead of the Chicago Cubs. Let's take a real look here how we're doing statistic-wise. So based on our OPS, Oneil Cruz is tearing the cover off the ball. Maybe another MVP season in him. I would love it. Andrew Vaughn having a great year so far. Lewis Rice, he's off to a hot start. Like to see that. Edgar Perez picking up where he left off last year. Sal Frelick, not bad in 30 games, coming off the bench. Ian Happ, he's doing really well in that leadoff spot for us. Nick Gonzalez, turning things around slowly. I like his on-base percentage. Hunter Norby, bench player. Ke'Bryan Hayes, good on-base percentage. I would like his batting average to be up there a little bit higher. I'm hoping he can turn things around. Same thing to Tamar Johnson. I'm hoping he can turn things around. Let's take a look at the pitchers. Let's go based off of the FIP category. Taj Bradley is doing amazing. David Bednar is all right. Say with Steven Krismat. Peralta continuing his dominance. Man, if he didn't get injured last year, he would have been something special for us. He still is. Everyone is basically doing all right. Genesis Cabrera seems like he's just getting pretty unlucky, or he's being lucky and getting out of some situations. John King, not really the best. Let's take a look what we got for left-handed relievers down there. I think the first guy I would be thinking about calling up is Ken Taylor. So let's call him up, send down John King. And then look at this. Let's get him there. Let's have it like that. Let's switch it. Let's switch this so it's like that. Then Fairbanks. Then Gonzalez. Then Taylor. Let's get Aldridge in there for some starts. Priester can be lawn relief. Let's continue on. If we can beat teams like the Dodgers, who are still heavily favored in the simulation, I think we're doing all right for ourselves. Dodgers will always be the Dodgers. They're always going to be a tough team. So to win 3 or 4 against them in the way that we beat them, you have to be pretty excited about it. All right, let's get up to the trade deadline. And let's see if we have any moves to make. Trade deadline. Yeah, 62-43. 4.5 games above the Cubs. Everyone's playing pretty well. Andrew Vaughn, great year so far. Rotation. Everyone's doing all right. Everyone's doing their job. No one's really struggling, but no one's really going ahead of the curve. Just based on what I'm looking at right here, first base, I don't think we need to worry about. We got Vaughn there that can play first if needed. If anything, a top tier starter. Let's take a look at the player search. Who's the top guys right now? Who is like 1 year left? Spencer Strider. But how are the Braves doing? Edward Cabrera, he's a free agent at year's end. Andrew Painter still has team control. Yuri Perez still has team control. Then we're getting down to the 88s. Carlos Rodon, no. Espino, no. Let's take a look at how the Braves are doing. Braves 51 and 54. Oh, let me get to the Braves. Take a look at their rotation. He's still their ace. You have a couple of rookies here. Spencer Strider. Let's see if we can make something happen here. They're only 3 games back of 500, but they have some young starters there. Even though this is their last year, I'm still trying to make it logical. Randy Castle. Like, even though it's the last year, it's still tough to give him up. Could use him down the stretch. Let's see if I can get him without giving him up. I'd be more willing to give up like a John Mahoney. So we can add him to the deal. Doug Gorzelski, I can add him. Dan Littleton, no. Craig Bird, no, they don't like it. Frank Corey, no. Take a look at that. They don't want anybody. Juan Flores, no. Wagner, Neve, Norby, Metzger, Stahl, no. Macias, Pena. Any other starter I can throw in, like a Gene Donovan? No. Okay, let's take him off. Keep Mahoney on. All right, you know what? I'll bite the bullet. Randy Castle is going to the Braves. They don't need a first baseman. They still got Matt Olson. But Randy Castle can play third as well. They don't need him. He can move him to left. It would work. Matt Olson's 34 years old, has 2 years left. So straight up, Randy Castle for Spencer Strider. And they saw Ethan Papaz down there in the minor leagues as well. He's a potential. So I'm going to be acquiring Spencer Strider. I'm giving up Randy Castle. Is there anything else we need? Relievers, you got anybody that interests me? Not particularly. No, let's just do this. So we get Spencer Strider. We give up Randy Castle. Castle's now a member of the Braves. Spencer Strider is now a member of the Pirates. Let's send Sean Aldridge down. And then let's get Spencer Strider in there. We don't have any off days coming up. Let's get the rotation looking like this. Peralta, Bradley, Strider, Contreras, Means. I like that. Let's continue on here. 41 out of 40. Stanek, DFA. Have no use for him. Let's just keep going. Look at these wins that we're stringing on. Man, what a great year. Let's get up to the end here. 26. Let me call up some guys. Let's get Mahoney back up here. Let's get Von Snell back up. Let's keep going. All right, some losses to start the month. We are going to finish with a record. Show me like 98. Oh, excuse me. Oh, goodness. Couldn't get the pause button in OBS. Time for that one. So we finished 98 and 64. And that is good for first in the NL Central, best record in the NL, and best record in the majors. League leaders, Strider and strikeouts, Bednar and saves, Strider and WAR, O'Neill Cruz and triples, runs, Hap based on balls, Cruz and slugging percentage, and on base plus slugging. Lewis Rice finishes with 305 batting average. Good year for him. Andrew Vaughn, great year for him. Where is O'Neill Cruz? There he is. 40 home runs, 123 RBI. He had a better year than his not particular. I was looking at the year before. He has a strong case for NL MVP. Did he get it? Schroeder wins the Cy Young. Hank Aaron, O'Neill Cruz. Gorman wins MVP. Cruz was second. Santander was third. Oh, we do got a Cy Young winner in Spencer Strider. Hunter Green, Dustin May behind him. All right. Game one of the playoffs. We're going to be starting Spencer Strider. So it's going to be Strider, Peralta, Bradley, Contreras, then Priester. Can come out of the bullpen. Same with Aldridge. Yeah, all of this is good. Everyone had an amazing year. All right. Game one, we take 2-1. Game two, we win 5-4. Game three, we win 5-4. So game one against the Phillies. It's going to be Contreras versus McKenzie. We win. Strider versus Abel. We win. Peralta versus Quantrill. We lose. Bradley versus McKenzie. We lose. Contreras versus Abel. We win. Strider versus McGarry. We win 1-0. And we're going to the World Series! We're taking on the Mariners. Peralta versus Gilbert. Okay. Game one, Peralta versus Gilbert. We lose. Bradley versus Kirby. We lose. Okay. Gotta shake things up here. Gonzalez, you're moving up in the lineup. Vaughn, you're moving up in the lineup. Cruz, you're going to be batting sixth. Okay. Come on, guys. Let's get, let's leave it at that. Okay. Game three, Contreras versus Nola. We lose. Oh, no! We come this far just to get swept? This is the finale. We have to come back, right? Right? We have to come back. We have our ace, Strider, on the mound. Looking to force a game five. Just one game at a time, guys. One game at a time. Hap, solo shot! Hayes grounds out. Gonzalez strikeout. Rice grounds out. And they tie it up. Are you kidding? We're up 2-1. They're up 4-2. Damn it! I left him in too long. It's 5-2, 5-3, 5-4. Oh, I did not mean to pitch with him. David Bednar. It's 5-3. Let's enter the game. Our season on the line in what could be the final game of our season and of the series. Eric Caldron comes in looking to close the door and win the World Series for the Mariners. First pitch to Rice. Down the middle. Strike one. Oh my gosh. Did my OBS freeze? No, we're good. Okay. That was weird. 0-1. Fouled off. It's 0-2. 0-2 to Lewis Rice. Outside. The 1-2. Swung on and missed. Change up in the dirt. Got him to swing. Over to first. One down. The Mariner faithful can sense a championship. Up next is Andrew Vaughn. First pitch to him. Fouled off. The 0-1 from Caldron to Vaughn. Made him look silly. It's 0-2. The 0-2. Inside ball one. The 1-2. That's inside. 2-2. Here's the 2-2. In the dirt. Full count now. O'Neill Cruz is on deck. Andrew Vaughn in a full count. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. 2 down. And what could be the last batter of the series of our season, our MVP, O'Neill Cruz. First pitch from Caldron to Cruz. In there, strike one. The 0-1. Swung on and missed, strike two. One more strike, and the Mariners are world champions. Here is the 0-2 from Eric Caldron to O'Neill Cruz. Taken. The 1-2 pitch. Fouled off. The 1-2. Ground ball, base hit. Cruz will get on, bring the tying run to the plate. Edgar Perez. NL Rookie of the Year last year. Let's see what he can do here. The first pitch to him. Strike one call. The 0-1 from Caldron to Perez. Strike two. Here is the 0-2 from Caldron to Perez. Swung on and missed. Swung on and missed. And that will do it. The Seattle Mariners are back on top. The Seattle Mariners are your World Series champions. And just like that, our season is over. Look at this progression here. Lost in the wild card. Next year, lost in the DS. Next year, lost in the CS. Next year, in the World Series. We've been getting a step further and further each year. But that's going to do it. That will do it. Our season comes to an end. The series comes to an end. Let's talk about these players. And let's talk about how we got here and where we started from. Henry Davis, our catcher. When we first started this franchise, he was, 22 years old? 64 overall? Like, where exactly would we start with him? How would he work out? This guy was a monster in the playoffs in 2026, thus earning the full-time job in 2027, and thus the carryover to 2028. He was an amazing defensive catcher back there, a clutch hitter for us in the playoffs. Edgar Perez really came out of nowhere, to be honest with you. NL Rookie of the Year last year. Really came and solidified what we wanted this team to be about. Contact, get on base, be a good fielder. That's what he was. That's what he is. 23 years old. If we simulate another 10, 20 years, I can see this guy getting 2,500 hits. Tamara Johnson. We lost a full year of him last year in the opening day. Torn Achilles. We lost him. That sucked. He too was an NL Rookie of the Year. Amazing fielder. Platinum glove, I would say. He got the job done. Ke'Bryan Hayes, the face of the franchise, brought the Pirates team back to relevancy. We are now a bigger market than where we started from. This guy never gave up on the team. He's been here since day one. Still has 3 years left on his deal. Ke'Bryan Hayes is a Pirate for life. O'Neal Cruz really emerged on the scene in 2025. I mean, he was here for the first 2 years of the franchise, but he really made a name for himself in 2025. 31 home runs, 97 ribbies, about a 284 on-base percentage of 363, an OPS of 915. And then we can't forget about his MVP year in 2026. He batted 306, 383, had an OPS of 994. And then he just continued to be that 40 home run guy, 120 RBI guy. Absolutely electric of that shortstop position. Insane arm, insane power, insane speed. Great plate skills. O'Neal Cruz, one of the better players that I have simulated with. Ian Happ, I brought him to Pittsburgh because he's from Pittsburgh. It was more of a storyline signing. He ended up being like a captain for this team ever since he joined in 2024. He came on, he led this young team to 4 straight postseason appearances and a World Series appearance. Ian Happ is a Pittsburgh Pirate. The unofficial captain of our team. Lewis Rice, I believe a first overall pick, maybe even top 3, top 5, something like that. But this guy is going to be an absolute superstar. 95 overall, only 21 years old. But with that kind of talent comes a price tag. But Lewis Rice, one of the better players I've simulated with, one of the better feeling players that I've played with off recording. He's a stud. Nick Gonzalez, former second baseman, shifted to the outfield, won a Gold Glove at that position. Nick Gonzalez I'm glad it worked out for him here. I'm really, really glad it worked out for him here. And then Andrew Vaughn, signed him to be a DH to solidify our power and our offense, and he did just that this year. Not so much last year, it's kind of disappointment, but this year he really showed why we signed him to the team. Pitch and rotation. What else can I say about... Where's John Means? John Means, we brought him in 3 years ago to be the leader on the staff, of the pitching staff, and he was just that. His ERA went up as years went on, but he got older. He lost some of his stats, but he was still a leader for us. And we wouldn't be where we are now without John Means on our team. And then the signing of Freddie Peralta showed that he is an absolute beast. Came in last year in 13 starts, only gave up 16 earned runs, ERA of 1.85. I just really wish we could have seen what he did last year if he played every game. I really wish that he didn't get hurt. But Freddie Peralta, steal of a signing for us. Taj Bradley, acquired in the Brian Reynolds trade. And look what he's become for us. He's become our highest overall pitcher that, started from the start. If Spencer Strider isn't here, Taj Bradley is our ace. And he's turned into quite the pitcher for us. Quinn Priester. He was a draft pick before we even started. I'm glad it worked out for him here. I didn't want to trade him. I want to see how it would work for him. And he turned out to be an 88 overall. A great number 3 starter for any team. And he's locked up. He turned out great for us. Roansy Contreras, again, here since day one. And he's been a solid number 4 starter based on his ERA stats. But for us in some years, he was our number 1 or number 2 guy. I'm glad I held on to him, and I'm glad it worked out here that he could be on our team. Sean Aldridge, a draft pick of ours. I like what he's become. I like what he's going to be. Sean Aldridge should have a great future ahead of him. And then we went out and acquired Spencer Strider. I don't have much history on him. Yannis Cabrera, a great, great free agent signing. In over 200 innings. He has a great ERA. He's a great pitcher, simulation pitcher. One of the better signings I've had. Same thing with Trevor Stephen. He's been here for 2 years now. He's been solid back there for us. Chris Matt, he's been solid. David Bednar, since day one, always had that rumor. Are we going to trade Bednar? What are we going to do with David Bednar? He stayed here. He was our closer the entire time. Take a look at our prospects that I don't want to say didn't pan out, but never got a chance to showcase their talents. Gene Donovan, him being from here, I wanted him to see what we can do with him, but he hasn't developed the way we wanted him to. Craig Bird, he's still growing. I like that power versus lefties. I think it'd be a great trade piece for any team. Sal Frelick, how can I forget about him? He was so clutch in the roles that he played here. Last year was a starter because Tamar Johnson got hurt. Played awesome, had a great postseason. But with Johnson coming back, his role was moved to the bench, and he showed that he should be and needs to be and will be a starter in the major leagues. John Mahoney, he did play 12 games and he was pretty good. I'd be interested to see how he would do in a full season as a starter. Juan Pena, he didn't really develop the way we had hoped, or as quickly as we would hope. And yeah, we're here at the end of year 2028, the end of year number 6, and we have made the World Series, but we got swept by the Mariners. Let's take a look at some MLB records. Has anything changed? I don't think anything would change. No, nothing's changed. Achievements. We've won a league pennant. We've won a division title. We've made some wildcard appearances. We have the Cy Young winner this year. We have an MVP winner. We have a no-hitter. Remember, Quinn Priester threw a no-hitter for us. And still no Hall of Fame inductee since we started. Does it even keep track of that? Clayton Kershaw, okay, that's one. He's a Hall of Fame inductee. Scherzer, okay, so it is keeping track, just not that many notables. And, yeah, that is going to do it for me, guys. The next video you would see will be the startup of our next franchise series. I'm not going to spoil it yet. You'll see in the next episode, or the first episode of that series. But if you guys enjoyed this series, please consider leaving a like. Please consider subscribing. Please consider coming back and watching more of my videos. That's going to do it for me, guys. If you enjoyed watching this video, leave a like. If you want to see more content like the one you just saw, hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in the next one.